Aliou Goloko, you were one of the media people of CAF, and it gave you a knowledge of football and also how media links to African football. Did that play a part in your decision to stand for the leadership of the Senegal Federation?
Good morning, Satish. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I can say that because that is part of the experience I'm reclaiming to lead the Senegalese Football Association. I have been in the football industry till my teenagers ages. I used to say, people, I watched on live my first AFCON match in 1984, and I was 10 years old, and that was in Ivory Coast. This was a final, Cameroon versus Nigeria, final won by Cameroon. That was the first Cameroonian AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, 1984. So from that day till today, my life have been regulated by football. I am a football passionate. I am a football lover. I am a football person, and football gave me everything. I mean, I need today. It's my time, I think, to give back my community, to give back my country, to give back the continent what people have been given to me as a resource person, as a leader. And that is why I decided to stand as a Senegalese Football Federation president. A part of that, it's also very important to notice here in Senegal, there is a category of leaders that put in the mind of all the people that you can be a FA president only if you are a president of a club, which is not right. According to the FIFA rules all over the world, any person that can attest that he works in the football industry for more than 3 or 5 years can stand to lead the football of his country. It can be member of the FA he belongs to. My case is Senegal. That's why I stand to be the president of Senegalese Football Association.
What do you plan to bring to Senegalese football that hasn't been there before?
Look, a lot of things. First of all, in terms of governance, I think we need to change the ways of doing things. One of my first decision will be to change totally the system of elections in the FA. The way it's going today is not fair, is not democratic, and is not allowing all the competencies in the Senegalese Football Association to work together. That's the first one. The second one is to help the football amateur. I mean, the biggest part of our football teams, because we have a professional league with 32 teams, but the country today has more than 432 teams playing all over in Senegal. Those small clubs coming from the downtown, coming from the rural areas, coming from all over the Senegal, they also need to have attention. They need to be helped. And we have in my project is to put on table, to put on strategy, the way to make our clubs in Senegal viable. I wanted my project, my ambition is to make sure that everywhere in Senegal, football will be played. Any fields in the country. It starts by building infrastructure. It starts by encouraging young people to keep playing football. Is also part of it that to bring back the football at school to make people for girls and boys. It's very important. It goes with the development of a professional league for the women footballs in Senegal. But the two key point of my program is to bring a school of referees. Nowadays, all the young kids cannot be professional footballers, but maybe we can create passion, we can create vocation, we can create a dream by starting coaching and teaching young people at the age of 12 to make them referees tomorrow. They'll be starting refereeing the youth football category, and then they will go for the junior, the under 19, the junior one, and then they'll become professional senior referees. That will help a lot because refereeing all today is also part of the development of football. So my plan is to build that school with like 40 young kids that will be starting training at the age of 12 until they become international referees. And we will constitute them by quarter. You know, referees are four. You have the central referees, the two assistant referees, and the fourth assistant referees. We start creating the quarter already from the age of 14 or 15, and they will grow up together, do all their careers together. And trust me, they will become amazing referee. In my plan, I want to build what they call the Football Federation Sports and Medical Care. It's very important. In Africa, we find every year that people are dying on the field. Clubs are facing a lot of problem to take care of the players when they got injuries. We don't have specialists when it became to sports medicine. So we need to work on all those issues to give a better health to our athletes, to our players. And when I speak about health for the players, I also mean the mental health, because today this is a serious problem to all the athletes, but particularly for the footballer, to protect them from the hate speech, to protect them from the pressure, to protect them from a lot of things that can affect their mentality.
Many years ago, I had an interview with Neil Ardley. He was then running Cardiff City's academy, and it's a very, very successful academy. They produced well above their weight, but they also had this policy, which is if they recognize that a young person wasn't going to make it at any top level playing football or any level playing football, they would encourage them into other football related careers. And also, this is like sports journalism, physiotherapy, all these kind of things that are actually necessary and part of the game of football, but are basically forgotten about by you just watching what's going on the pitch. And they also, if they thought the player was better suited to another sport, they would tell the people running the other sport, you might want to have a look at this person. Is that something you would like to see brought in if you become president of the Senegalese Football Federation?
That is what I was trying to explain to you previously. We need to give those young people that won't make it as a professional players because they love football, because they love sports, because they're passionate. They still want to stay in the industry they still want to stay on the sports industry. We need to find path for them to achieve themselves. You go through what you said, sports journalists, physiotherapists, kit managers, a football manager. There is a lot of things. And also that will help, and that is the specificity of Africa, to create jobs, because it's a real challenge today in our African countries to give an opportunity for all those young people finishing the school, having the diploma, and not getting the first job. It can be a kind of escalator from a first job to a full job time, and a big achievement for all those young people. That is very interesting and is already on my program. And we will, for sure, when we get elected, put it on the table and on the ground.
Senegalese women's football has not achieved what the youth teams have done and what the men's team have done. First of all, why do you think that is? And secondly, what do you plan to do about it?
Oh, but it's very, very fair. It's fair to recognize to the acting leading federation that they've done so much in women football. Remember, some years ago, we was almost inexistent in terms of women football. Today, we are participating in the AFCON, Women AFCON. We played Women Champions League. Which our main team did not do yet, or they did not achieve that achievement our girls did. And it's in progress. Women football is in progress in Senegal. But in my program, the main challenge I have, or the main promise I give to the people, is I am going to create an autonomous league of women and make it professional, a women professional league in Senegal with 10 teams in first division and 10 teams in the second division. I think that will help and then boost again the women football at school. The football at school, the women part will be very, very developed as well. It will give us an opportunity to find new talent, to organize better the competition on ground in the country, and to allow also the woman as a young woman, as a young also as a young man, to be able to live the passion, to live the dream, and to become a professional footballers as well. Women football, to finish, is very, very interesting and important in my program. But I won't stop there. In my plan also, in the governance side, we need to implicate more women. Actually, we have only one woman EXCO members in Senegal Football Association, which is not fair. So our plan is to bring more women on the leadership table and allow them also, why not one day, to have a woman leading the Senegalese Football Federation. We want to work on that. We want to empower the women and give them that opportunity and all the skills they need to become probably better leaders than us.
Your namesake, Aliou Cisse, successfully won the African Cup of Nations for the first time in Senegal's history and qualified for the World Cup. There would, I think you'd agree, be a bit of a downturn in Senegalese football after that. What do you plan to do to bring Senegal back to the level that they were when they won the Africa Cup of Nations?
Look, they used to say it's difficult to get the sky, but it's easy to get the sky, but the most difficult is to stay there. Senegal have done lots the last 10 years in African football. Senegal have won almost everything, particularly the AFCON. We did not won since we've existed, but we won it finally in Cameroon in 2021, and it was a big achievement. But it's understandable because it was with a generation of players that was on the prime, and that prime allowed them to become African champions. Today we are living a transition situation. Those players are today, most of them more than 30 or more than 30. They are closer to the end than the starting. So the idea, and that is what Senegal FA is doing actually, is to get the good balance between the former players, the older players, and the youngest one. But I think with better approach in our way of approaching the tournaments and the competition, with more opening for the Senegalese diaspora players as well, those binational. I mean, kids that was born abroad but with Senegalese background, with more organization and more investment in the professional football, we can be good and keep our position in African football. Today, we are still on the top 20 of FIFA ranking. We are second in Africa ranking. That's not bad at all, behind Morocco. And we're still keeping. We want to keep that performance. We can go get it higher. And in our ambition is tomorrow to be part of, today we are 18 in FIFA ranking. Why don't we become an African country, part of the FIFA World ranking 10, World 10? Why not? We can do it. We have the capacity, we have the energy, we have the passion, and we have the ambition, and we can do it. If I got elected as a president of Senegalese Football Association, I work hard on it with my team and with all the Senegalese to make it happen, with the support of our government and our leaders all over the world.
When we first met, we discussed the history of African football and African footballers and their contribution. It's something very, very dear to me, and it still is. You mentioned historic Senegalese clubs. Do you have any plans to help resurrect those clubs, or at least make sure that their legacy is properly remembered within Senegal and Africa?
You know that's why you and I got closer, because we are both passionate by the legacy and also the treatment we have to give our legends. those heroes that make us happy and make us love football. I mean, in my program, they are in the heart of my strategy and what I want to do. I have the plan of creating the Senegalese Football Museum to give us, the young people, a memory for them to know since when football have been played in Senegal and who are those persons that make the Senegalese people population passionate. It speaks to me, and what is making it real is my ambition is to keep taking our legends to go all over the country to teach the young people the values of football, to teach the young people what is fair play, to teach them what is the passion of football, and to teach them how football can help them to achieve themselves and become better adults. So I'm working on it. We want to really work out on that side, and this is something that can be done, and for the future, because the young generation coming in deserve to know the history of football in Africa. They deserve to have memories, visual and mental memories, but they also deserve to know what is the essence, the aim of our football. We are Senegal. We have a story. We are a nation. We have the pride of our nation. We have a football. We must have the pride of our football as well.
You would agree, I hope, that the Senegalese national team has achieved more than club teams, at least in the African context. What do you plan to do about that to raise Senegalese club football to the level that you would want it to be at?
I have been saying my challenges that today we all want to lead the Senegalese Football Association, but we all agree that the main challenge of our football is how we will help our local football to be developed and be performant. You're right. As we are very good in national teams area and side, we're not achieving well in the club side. Can you imagine that since African Champions League have started or CAF club competitions have started on the new format, there is no Senegalese team that make it to the quarterfinal or to the semi. There is one at the quarterfinal, but never at the semi-final. So that is a real challenge. And I am telling the people, the leaders I'm meeting and asking them to vote for me. So I was saying the main challenge for us today is to find a way to bring Senegalese clubs at the highest level of CAF competition, club competitions. And then the prize money they will win or they will win will be reinjected in the economy of our football. It will allow us to keep our talent at home, and then we will become more performant in CAF club competition. So this is the main challenge of my governance if I became the Senegalese Football Federation president.
How do you see yourself working with CAF and FIFA, assuming you win the presidency, and with other confederations as well?
I mean, as a country, we are associate members of CAF and FIFA. Nothing will change. Maybe I will get the chance because I know most of the people working at CAF and FIFA. They are my former colleagues. They are my colleagues already. I already work with some of them. So it will make maybe things easier and it will be profitable to the Senegalese Football Association because I already know the system, I already know the people, and I already know how things goes there at CAF and at FIFA. So it won't be a big deal to keep doing what Senegal is doing on FIFA and CAF because we are association members and we will keep representing Senegal on the highest level as we used to do from years now.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like to add about your life in football and your commitment to Senegalese football and your presidency, assuming you achieve that?
I used to say people that my destiny, even my destiny is related to football. Do you know my name is Goloko Aliou, right?
Mm.
And if you contract my name, you got a goal. What is a goal? When you play football, you have to score a goal to win. So I think football make me a winner naturally. I love football. I'm passionate by football. I dedicated all my life for football. There is something special between me and the football. And I learn and earn a lot from football. That is what I want to share with my people. That is what I want to share with my community. That is what I want to share with my country. That is what I want to share with my continent. And that is also what I want to share with the world. I believe that football can make the world better. And I am part of those actors who can do that. And this is what I'm putting on the table here in Senegal and also for the rest of the world.
Aliou Goloko, thank you very much.
Thank you, Satish, and thank you for all your listeners and viewers.